Hey guys, it's Raiden. I wanted to give you guys a little demonstration of my mag loadout. So, we're gonna be going over the strats and the builds that and the equipment that I use with mag. So, as you can see, that's how I deal with enemies at closer range. At a longer range, I have to use the Icarus. Yep, that's mag. Alright, so let's get into the builds. I'm gonna go over the mag build first. So, alright, as you can see, she's built pretty hard into survivability. I'm basically abusing quick thinking pretty much by having rolling guard, adaptation, and arcane guardian. This gives a lot of damage reduction to what essentially becomes your health, but is actually your energy, because quick thinking will drain your energy to save you from a lethal hit, but it still takes into consideration damage resistance and armor. And obviously rolling guard is really just there for if you find yourself in a really sticky situation, you can just roll out of it and you have a few seconds of reprieve to get yourself in a safer situation. Okay, the reason that I'm using adaptation is because Mag is able to replenish her shields and she's able to give herself overshields. And this damage reduction actually applies to your shields and overshields. So it actually greatly increases your EHP when you add this onto shields. Natural talent is here so that I can cast both my 3 and my 4. My 3 is what gives me replenishes my shields, and my 4 gives me overshields. The cast time on both of those could be a little bit faster. Even though the 4's cast time is a lot faster than it used to be, I still like for it to be a little bit quicker. So I'm able to spam out the abilities really quick when I need them in an emergency. So that's why I have natural talent here. Magnetized discharge. I have this because it's a really good augment. It's been buffed recently. You're able to detonate your magnetize on command, and it also increases the radius of the explosion by 45 degrees, and also the range of the actual bubble itself. So previously I was running overextended to have 190 range for the explosion, but with this I can run just a stretch and it'll have 190 range for the explosion and the magnetized bubble. With other things you don't really need the range, like you don't really need a whole lot of range for the 1, you don't need a whole lot of range for the 3, you don't really need a whole lot of range for the 4. Like 145 is good for the 4. It's gonna hit enough enemies that you're gonna get a decent amount of overshields. Okay, obviously prime flow is also contributing to the abuse of quick thinking because it just gives you a bigger gas tank that you can store your energy in. And then counterpulse. Counterpulse is also a oh shit button, similar to rolling guard. So you have a lot of safety measures in place to keep you alive. Handspring is here because laying on the ground turns out is a pretty bad thing in Warframe. Yeah, you get pretty wrecked if you stay still, and laying on the ground is kind of staying still. Swift momentum, this is huge because this saves you a whole mod slot on your melee weapon build. So you don't have to run drifting contact anymore with this. So extra mod slot on a melee build with how strong melees are now, turns out it's really good. I'm running arcane energy because, as I said before, we're abusing the hell out of quick thinking now. Also, there's another interaction with quick thinking. We're gonna touch back on that later. But with arcane energize, I'm able to replenish my energy at a much faster rate than I would normally be able to. which basically equates to being able to heal myself, since my energy is going to be my health, right? And then Arcane Guardian for the extra armor, because the armor is going to give you an extra layer of damage reduction on top of quick thinking, because quick thinking, actually, a lot of people don't know, quick thinking has a built-in damage reduction. So right now with the build that I have 700 energy. This is increasing my 700 energy by 240% for the purposes of taking damage, right? So in essence, I would have it's like 1600 shields ish for quick thinking. I mean, not shields, energy. But with the Arcane Guardian is giving me an extra 600 armor, which equates to an extra 75% damage reduction. So that means that my energy is going to drain at 25% of the speed that it normally would. So this gives you a lot of survivability, because by the time the enemies take your shields completely down through your overshields and your regular shields, Arcane Guardian pretty much is going to be guaranteed to proc by then. By the time all your shields and health is gone and you're just taking damage directly to your energy, Arcane Guardian is going to be on by then. So this is the build. This is a very reliable build. You don't really need power strength. You don't really, with Arcane Energize, you don't really need efficiency, and Mag's base duration is really good. So this is the build that I use for Grineer and Corpus. I have completely different, as you can see, I've got like 4 different builds. I've got 9 Forma on the frame. I've got a lot of different builds. You see these polarities don't match, it's because I have other builds. So you won't need 9 Forma obviously for this build. You could probably get away with like 2, maybe 3 at the most. But yeah, very survivable build. She can take a really hard hit. I'm going to demonstrate that for you guys. But yeah, that's the mag build. Alright, the primary weapon that I like to use the most with mag is the comb. And I know what you're thinking. The comb? What? You want a projectile weapon with mag. You want to use it with the magnetize. Hit scan is no good. No, that's wrong. The comb, the reason the comb synergizes so well with mag is because each time the weapon fires, it shoots an additional bolt, which basically is an additional bullet. Alright, so you're doing a lot of instances of damage. There's a lot of damage instances. The bubble absorbs 25% of each damage instance, right? So with a normal weapon, you shoot a bullet, you got multi-shot on there, you probably shoot 2, maybe 3 bullets. That's going to be 3 damage instances with most hit scan weapons. With the comb, you shoot 1 bullet. That's going to be like, considering the multi-shot, that's going to be like 30, 40, maybe even 50 instances of damage in 1 shot. So it pumps the explosion of the bubble to ridiculous levels. I'm going to demonstrate that as well for you guys. Alright, we're going to hop into the build. This is going to be a pretty controversial build, because as you see, I don't have 100% status. Okay, so here's the controversy. You do not, I repeat, you do not want 100% status on the comb. That is a great misconception. You do not. The reason that you don't is because what ends up happening, if you have 100% status on the comb before multi-shot, you'll end up stripping all of the armor off of the enemies that you're shooting in like no time flat, and it's just gonna leave behind just the health, just the flesh under the armor. You're gonna be losing your bonus damage against ferrite armor attacking health, so it's gonna greatly reduce your damage. So you want the enemy to keep a little bit of armor the entire time that you're shooting them. So that's why you don't want 100% status. So I'm understacking status. I've only got 2 status mods, but I'm leaning heavier into corrosive. So it's weighted heavier into corrosive. It's going to proc more corrosive. Now I have negative slash on my ribbon. This is also slightly controversial. Turns out slash, you don't want slash on the comb. It's gonna, the way that status weight works is that physical elements, impact, puncture, and slash, have a much higher percentage of a chance to proc than the elementals on a weapon. So by removing a physical damage type, which slash is the majority of the damage type that the comb has, you're gonna proc a lot more heat and a lot more corrosive. So you're gonna be able to get the armor down to manageable levels a lot faster, so that you can really apply your damage. And as you can see, I'm double stacking fire rate because of the sheer number of pellets that you're putting out per second per shot. You're gonna have plenty of status, so you're still gonna end up stripping armor. So yeah, this is the build. This is the optimal build. This isn't like the super optimal ribbon. The optimal ribbon would be damage, multi-shot, fire rate, negative slash. That would be the god roll. So all of you guys that have spent multiple thousands of plat on ribbons for the comb with status chance, congratulations. And I'm running prime ammo mutations to keep up with the ammo consumption. Now, like I've said, I've done endurance runs with this using pretty much mostly the comb, and I've never run into ammo issues. I always have a good amount of ammo, and even if I did, I have ammo pizza. So you're completely good double stacking fire rate. You're not gonna run into ammo problems if you have a maxed out prime shotgun ammo mutation. So that's the comb build. Alright, so my long range engagement weapons, I like the Icarius. The Icarius, the thing about higher level enemies, you don't really want to take a lot of time aiming at them, because the time that you're aiming at one enemy, there's going to be another 2 or 3 enemies that are going to be shooting you from all other directions if you're doing high level content. So I like the Icarius because I can just kind of aim in the general direction of an enemy, and the bullets are going to do the rest of the work for me. So that's why I'm using these for her. It's for like longer range engagements where the comb is less effective at dealing with those enemies. The Icarius patches up that hole for me. So got Hornet Strike, Magnum Force for the extra flat damage. This thing has like abysmal crit chance and crit multiplier, so there's no reason to add anything concerning crit whatsoever. You just want to stack as much flat damage as you can. I've got extra toxin and multi-shot on the ribbon. This is a corrosive setup, so corrosive lasts forever, so negative status duration doesn't hurt me whatsoever. And I'm leaning super hard into, like, dumb hard into corrosive, as you can see. So I have 30k corrosive. That's a lot of corrosive. Alright, so in the eggs list, I've got Trick Mag. Yeah, go figure. For the extra ammo maximum, because it has really low ammo reserves. But with this setup, I have no problems with the ammo. So that's that. And then one more controversial build for you guys. Here are my twin croakers. These are my absolute favorite melee weapon. They've been buffed quite nicely for the melee rework. The ribbon that I have: status chance, finisher damage, crit damage, negative slide crit. Negative slide crit has become like one of the best negatives to have on a ribbon, because DE nerf maiming strike into the ground. Like it's a wrap for that. It's never coming back. It's horrible. It's not even worth modding for a slide crit at all anymore. But with the ribbon, I'm able to achieve 100% status with just 2 elemental 260-60s. So 100% status, melee, condition overload, Turns out it's pretty fucking good. Got Blood Rush for the crit chance. This is able to get me orange crits. Like a spattering of orange crits when I get a maxed out combo counter. And Relentless Combination is here so that I can just max out my combo counter much faster. This greatly increases your burst damage. And Berserker for the attack speed, because the attack speed on the Croakers is a little bit below average. Now for the controversial part. Okay, so since I'm running Viral, which halves the enemy's health, and Slash, you know, Viral and Slash are a good combination. There is a interaction with Slash and Gas with Bane damage, which this is considered to be Bane, or faction damage more accurately. There's an interesting interaction with Slash and Gas in particular, where this mod actually applies more than once. So it looks like it's just adding 30% to your total damage, but in actuality it's actually adding 60% to your slash procs. So your slash procs are actually going to be doing a considerable amount more damage. Okay, Barrow is coming. I'm playing on console at the moment, so Barrow is coming this weekend, and he's going to be having the Prime version of these mods. You know, so I've got it's the same build, but I'm able to switch between, you know, whichever faction that I'm fighting pretty quickly. Eventually I'm gonna put another config slot and I'll have all 4. But these mods are already really powerful. So when I get the Prime versions, I'm gonna max them out. The maxed out versions are gonna be plus 55%, and they're gonna apply twice, so that's 110% damage, guys. That's over doubling your damage. And I'm already doubling my damage by halving the enemy's health. So in essence, when I get the Prime, it's gonna be quadrupling the damage that my slash procs are gonna be doing. And these things put out a lot of slash procs, as you can see. It's like hardly any impact, hardly any puncture. It's mostly slash. So yeah, you want your slash to be doing as much damage as possible. So, oh, and also the finisher damage. You have DE is giving us so many ways to knock enemies over now. Like, depending on the stance you use, Carving Mantis has some built-in knockdowns. So for finisher damage, this counts for ground finishers, and because it's adding 172% to the finisher damage, twin swords, dual swords have a 8 times multiplier on ground finishers. So I'll let you do the math on that. So if it's 8 times and I'm increasing that by 176%, pretty sure you can see why that's a lot of damage. And also, ground finishers for dual swords are guaranteed 2 slash procs, which synergizes with the rest of the mods that I have on here, you know. So that's synergy for you. Alright, usually I either run for the companion, I either run Helios Prime, or I'll run an Adarza Kavat or a Smita Kavat. But lately it's been Helios Prime. But I wanted to show you this setup without a Sentinel, because this is like a late game build, and usually by late game your companion is probably going to be dead anyway. So even though I'm running Helios for a stat stick, the mods that you have on Helios that increase the gladiator set, it'll stay even though that the Sentinel is dead. So that'll actually increase your crit chance even whether he survives or not. But I'm just going to be showing you the slightly nerfed version of this build so that you know that there is room to improve. It can be better. So yeah, I'm gonna show you a little demonstration. I'm gonna spawn up Bombard. Level 115 Bombard. Okay, these guys do a hilarious amount of damage. As you know, if you play Mag, you know that Mag is pretty fucking squishy. So, simulate one of these guys, unpaused. And I'm just gonna... Yep. Yep. Just having a pretty difficult time killing me. Now my adaptation is built up to the damage, and as you can see, my energy is draining extremely slowly. So this is a mag. Yeah. Seems to be struggling a little bit, wouldn't you say? Yeah, so it's pretty powerful. I would say that she's you know, fairly tanky, you know, for a mag, right? Not even just for a mag, for like any Warframe, like that's to be able to sustain taking this type of damage from these enemies, and not to mention DE is giving us a 100% damage block now, so it becomes even more hilarious if you actually pull out your melee weapon. Like, I haven't even gotten through all of my 300 health yet with these rockets, you know. So yeah, these are 115s. You would have to stay in mod for like almost an hour to see these guys at this level, and I am just face tanking the hell out of these rockets, no problem. Not to mention you've got all this CC, so if I just want to stop taking damage, I can just choose to not take damage. I've given myself a little bit of overkill. We'll see how long it takes to get through just the shields. Because we all know shields are garbage, right? So, yeah, that's that. So yeah, that's my mag loadout. I was thinking about putting some gameplay in here, but I think you guys get the picture pretty clearly that yeah, with this setup you don't really have too much to worry about. A few tips and tricks. Give you some tips and tricks that I like to employ when I'm playing as mag. Alright, so, okay, hold on, actually, I'm gonna need more than just a bombard for this, so let's get a little mod scenario going. So let's get some lancers going. Hold on. A few of these guys. Throw a nullifier in here. A couple nulls in here, and even throw a couple Eximus in there. Alright, so I'm gonna simulate these guys. Give you a little bit more of an actual demonstration. A little bit of energy. Alright, so like, you can build up your adaptation while you're invulnerable. Oh, these guys are almost killed me. But yeah, you want to build up your adaptation while you're invulnerable. So like, I just tanked a few hits from that butcher. polarized there instead. I don't know why these guys were just hiding behind this pillar. It's another way to knock enemies over. Yeah, like, no problem at all dealing with these enemies. Like, even though they almost killed me, that was being pretty laxed on my defense. So yeah, like if I were actually trying, like those guys would be like pretty much evaporated. Want to show you the calm in action as well, so destroys nullifiers, no problem. But yeah. It's the calm. But anyway, that's the loadout that I have for you guys right now. And if you guys like this loadout, leave a comment down below and I'll put out some more videos. I've got some more really good loadouts for some other Warframes that I'll make some videos on. So get some decent feedback, I'll have some more videos coming for you guys. But appreciate the view and catch you next time. Peace.